Alrighty, what's going on YouTube? This is Wi-Fi Memory here today. Today I am bringing you guys some more Sword and Shield ranked singles action. We're rocking out the Pokeballs here still. We just got some momentum going our way though at the very end of our last episode. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. But we got some momentum with our team. We're starting to feel really good with our team. Our goal is to try and make it to Master Ball by the end of this series. It's a tough climb here so far. As you look at the win-loss record, 12 wins, 9 losses. We've done a lot of changes on our team to make this team better, and we're starting to see the fruit of our labors. You know, our team is getting there. Our team is getting better, and this is a lot of learning for me. I haven't played ranked singles in such a long time, and then now we're introducing these restricted legendaries and all that. We're about to introduce some mythicals as well, as when Series 13 drops next month. Not that long from now, you know. But yeah, let's get into today's episode. Our first opponent is rocking out with Zacian, Kyogre, Dragonite, Scizor, Mimikyu, and Raikou. Yo, dude, that's a cool team. That looks like a BDS team. And then you add Mimikyu and Zacian. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Pokemon I'm used to playing against, right? Alright, let's see what we can do here. We gotta look at our team. We gotta kind of think, what is our opponent thinking right now? Like, we gotta kind of get into our opponent's head. What beats us, and that's what they're gonna try and bring, and we're gonna have to try and beat them. That Kyogre, low-key, could be really, really good for our opponent. I'm predicting Thunder off the Raikou over Thunderbolt, since you do have the Kyogre. I really don't hate the Blaziken lead. I don't see Dragonite coming in this game at all. So I'm not hating the Blaziken. I just feel like we threaten Dragonite way too much. Rillaboom just looks good too. And then for our last slot, who do we bring? I really kind of like the Zacian. Zacian's there for a backup, if anything, but... Ooh, we're running out of time... Lugia. Lugia's over Zacian though in my eyes, just because he has the Scizor, he has the Raikou, easy Pokemons to kind of just start beating up on Zacian, you know? If Zacian ain't hitting you super effective, like a neutral attack from Zacian is really, really powerful, but you're still, it's a lot of times don't pick up the KOs right off the bat. Anyway, let's get into today's battle. For game 1, they're leaving Raikou against our Blaziken. Alrighty. Unless you happen to be Choice Scarf, this Swords Dance feels like free, right? It feels like a free Swords Dance. We don't know much about your team, but Raikou tends to be fast already, so you don't tend to yeah, it's not fantastic. You know, I like to see that. It is faster than Blaziken right now, but by the time you attack me and everything, we'll be faster than him. So setting up this Swords Dance is going to be nice. Setting up the Swords Dance. Now our Blaziken also will be hitting on the physical side. I don't hate a Dynamax right now. I also don't hate we'll be faster now. So I think Dynamax, Max Flare, and it might pick up a KO if he don't Dynamax. I do have a feeling though he might. And if that's the case, it's just a battle versus Raikou versus Blaziken. Dynamax style, you know, after both of them got their setup, you know. Not bad, not bad. Definitely a good way to start off the video, you know, of course. But let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can just pick up this KO. That'd be fantastic. Oh, no Dynamax? Max Flare? Raikou not the bulkiest boy. Let's see if he survives. He does not. And Blaziken getting us the early lead. Blaziken set up the +2 on its attack. We got the sun up for it. Yo, Blaziken's looking powerful. Blaziken keeps getting these speed boosts. You know, Blaziken's fast. Probably the fastest thing now. And what do you have to fight it, dude? Like, really, I'm asking. For a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Because he wants to know. What do you have to fight this? Like, we can max Airstream right now. We had the Focus Sash. Keep that in mind. We do have a Focus Sash. And if it comes worse to worse, we can always... Yo, we just KO'd a Kyogre. I was expecting him to Dynamax it. I really was. I was expecting a Dynamax on the Kyogre. And then we'd have to max guard this next turn. And then so therefore then we go for reversal. Have a super powerful reversal against a Kyogre. But no. You know what? That's fine. Awesome. Blaziken Sweep for game 1. Yo, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. We'll take that to the bank. Scizor? Yo, dude. Scizor. I don't care if it is raining. I'm still a +2 on my Blaziken. This is off of Max Flare. Flare Blitz, you know? Yeah. Your Blaziken's dead. I don't care if it is raining, dude. Like, you might Dynamax. It may survive then. But battle's canceled. That's right. That's right. Scizor is down. Scizor will die, is what I was trying to say. I kept saying Blaziken will go down. But no. Blaziken will survive, and Scizor will go down. Awesome, awesome. Hey, that's the way how we get everything going. We're getting that momentum. See if we push ourselves into that Great Ball tier yet. What's holding us back from the Great Ball tier, I think, is a lot of the losses that we've taken in a row. But we're getting our momentum. We're getting good. Look at this. We're in Pokeball tier 6 now. That's where I want to be. That's how we start off this episode. Moving up the tier. We got to move up the tiers. That's a great way to start this episode off. Let's keep climbing. Let's keep climbing. Let's see how far we can go. Let's see how far we can go in today's episode. I would love to make it all the way to Master Ball. Pokeball tier all the way to Master Ball. That would be insane, dude. I don't see it happening. Just because how many battles would I have to take? You know, that would take quite a bit. If we won them all, you know, that would still take probably more than 30-ish minutes. You know what I'm saying? Alright, our next opponent has been found. Ooh, interesting name for sure. Working out with Hitmonchan, Kieran White, Uxie, Zapdos, Articuno, and Zamazenta. Very cool. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Definitely some Pokemon that are not meta, I'm assuming. Like the Articuno. Zamazenta's not really that meta either. Really, I mean, if we're honest. I gotta get in my opponent's head a little bit. What could they bring to fight against me very well? And that seems like that strategy seems like it's working for us, getting these wins. So, really and truthfully, they would probably lead Zapdos. Is what I'm kind of feeling anyway. I feel like that Zapdos lead would be their best. And if I Zapdos lead them, then I think that's alright. And have Zacian in the back. And I kind of like the Lugia. I kind of like the Lugia as well. So let's do that. Because there's a lot of weakness policy proccers for our Lugia. Our Lugia then could go ham onto our opponents. You know, just start taking them out. So let's do that. Let's see what we can do. Alright. Let's see what you leading. Ooh, interesting. So we are leading Zapdos. So Zapdos actually counters this thing probably better than it counters Zacian, right? Sure, this thing ain't gonna be hitting us nowhere near as hard. It is a fighting steel type instead of a being a fairy type too. So that kind of helps with some of our other moves to hit at least a little neutral. I'm okay going to go throw this Heat Wave at you just to see what it can do. As you setting up some screens? Hello. Didn't expect that. Very interesting. It's definitely something you don't expect to see. Can I get that burn? Thank you. Thank you. I wonder if it's not light screen. It definitely wouldn't be. Or, it definitely isn't like clay. It is light screen. It probably has reflect too. Snarl? This thing comes out here to counter the Zapdos, dude. Okay. I don't mind switching Zapdos out because, I mean, you show me right now that you got him beat. You with the light screen plus, yes, you show me that you got my Zapdos beat. It's not bad. Just going to Zacian though, right? I mean, really and truthfully, I don't see no problem going to Zacian. I had that Sacred Sword. Goes right through the defensive boost, which is super effective. I'm assuming you're probably going to Snarl again. Snarl. There it is. Fantastic. Now, there shouldn't be a... You shouldn't stay in against me, right? I'm really not expecting that. I'm going to go for... actually, no, I don't have to. I'll go Sacred Sword right now. It's free. He ain't set up nothing. Oh, and he stays in anyway. And he's out. Yeah. Our Sacred Sword goes right through that defensive boost because of just Sacred Sword's mechanics. It goes through any defensive boost that your opponent's set up. So therefore, when you go for Sacred Sword, it's just super powerful. You're already at +1 thanks to our basically our item plus ability, you know. And you know, he didn't set up that reflect. You know, he set up that light screen. So that just helps. I mean, it practically opens the door for our Zacian, though, just to finish this guy off. If he Dynamaxes, our Behemoth Blade does double the damage, so you're better off not to Dynamax. But then we might just pick up this KO anyway. So, I mean, that's a tough situation. Because Zacian is fast. I mean, that's why you see my team. We have at least 2 Pokemon that can actually deal with it. Yeah, there's the light screen that wears off, you know. So things are opening up. Things are looking good for us right now. Zapdos coming out. Right there's your Pokemon that counters our Zacian. And, I mean, we got some Pokemon in the bag. As long as I can get damage on the Zapdos, I'm fine. We're letting Zacian go down. Heat Wave coming out. We'll tank it. We'll take it. It would have been fair if he got the burn, but he got the miss instead. So that's a little bit unfortunate there. And he's faster. That tells me, though, that he is Choice Scarf. So that's fantastic information, right? So he's forced to Dynamax just to be able to switch up his moves. We're going to go into our own Zapdos. Our Zapdos is a bulky Zapdos. I'm assuming his is very offensive. We're going to go ahead and hit that Max Lightning. He'll Dynamax as well, so he can Max Lightning us. Ours should do more damage, as he is going to probably be setting up the electric terrain for us. Well, I might be wrong. He might not be Dynamaxing. He may not be, because, I mean, ours is a bulky Zapdos. Ours is not a speed Zapdos. I mean, you look at that HP. Ours is a bulky Zapdos. Basically there to deal with Zacians. And he stays in. I mean, he's... Wow, interesting. Interesting. Like, as we're going to be doing a lot of damage. Like, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, you have to Dynamax, dude. In that situation. You have to Dynamax. You'll want to outspeed. Set up that Max Lightning for it. I mean, either way, though, I mean, I do feel like we do more damage overall than you could to us. Zapdos versus Zapdos, I feel like ours is a little bit better. It's a little too late for your Dynamax, though. A little too late, in my opinion. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see. Actually, I told you wrong. Both Zapdoses, even though the terrain is up, the electric terrain, neither one of them is actually affected by the terrain since they're both... Neither one of them is grounded. So therefore, the electric terrain actually did not help us out. The critical hit, though, sure did, as we take game number 2. Like I said, guys, we're finally getting that confidence with this team, and we're taking some wins. I don't feel like that crit fully mattered. His Zapdos would have lived just to do a little bit more max lightning damage. We still would have lived, and then we would have KO'd him with our next max lightning. So I don't necessarily think it mattered. Hey, finally, we jumped up to the Great Ball tier, though. Look at that. That's a sight for sore eyes. You know, I ain't seen that in a while. Hey, that feels good, too. Go ahead, get to that Great Ball tier. Hey, here we are. We're here now. This is where the real competition is, right? Actually, probably not. But definitely players that know what they're doing. I'm ready for them. I'm ready to take them on. Let's see what we can do. Trainer has been found. Rank number 7. Let's go. Let's go. This has probably been a guy that's been trying to grind too, just like us. Alright. Dracovish, Zapdos, Zacian, Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Chiron. Black. Alright. Alrighty. I'm trying to think about what our opponent wants to lead. How does Blaziken look overall? Blaziken don't look bad. The Zapdos really is the only thing that really kind of holding that back a little bit. Lugia looks amazing. I'm okay with that Lugia lead. No, I'm not. Zapdos. Zapdos is stopping a lot of stuff happening right now. Zapdos, Lugia, Zacian? Like, I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can pick this game up. Alright. This really depends on who he leads versus our lead. Our lead's Zapdos. Does he even bring Zapdos in this game? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. As he goes Rillaboom. That's fantastic for us. Hey, buddy. And I don't mind maxing Zapdos. In this game, I do not mind maxing Zapdos at all. Especially if I can get some momentum. Because our opponent... Yeah, I mean, Zapdos is fine max. Because I can't max Zacian. And Lugia... It would do okay as a Dynamax Pokemon. But if I'm in this situation, I'm okay Dynamaxing Zapdos. If Lugia was my lead, I'd be Dynamaxing Lugia. Same thing. Now this tells me if you got Zapdos. Because that would have been the best Pokemon I think you should have brought in. Alright, but you don't. You don't have the Zapdos. Hopefully. I mean, you still might. You still might. I can't say that you don't have it. The likelihood of you probably don't have it though. And keep this in mind. Our Max Airstream probably allows us to outspeed the opposing Zacian now. After we get this off. So yes, we're going to not be doing that much damage this turn, but next turn we'll be doing maybe able to even pick up this KO. Because that's not bad damage actually off of a Max Airstream when it's resisted. It really ain't that bad of a damage. I'm okay going for that Max Flare. Well, am I? Max Lightning, Stab, super effective. I forget which one does a little bit more. Let's go with Max Flare, because then we can set up the Sun. Play rough. Okay. You proc my Rocky Helmet, and now you're going to be getting hit by this Max Flare, which should pick up a KO, right? Get the Sun out there. Ooh, it doesn't. Very, okay. Because we will be benefited by the Sun. where we're not going to necessarily be benefited if we set the lightning to max lightning. In this situation, I mean, we know that Rillaboom will eventually come back out. It definitely won't be coming out right now. So, who do we predict that you may have in the back that you might want to switch? All your Zapdos, really. And I'm okay going for another Max Airstream, because that definitely pick up the KO there. If you're smart, you actually stay in and KO yourself off the Rocky Helmet. Yeah, that way it gives me no benefit. You're still able to get some damage. And my last Dynamax turn basically goes away. You know, I didn't get nothing from my last turn. So, that was the right play. Let the Zacian go down there. Alright, so Kyurem Black comes out. I believe that's a Dragon Electric. We can double check that though, if I can push the right buttons. Dragon Ice. Okay. So, that's awesome. Because we do have the Sun up, we have the Heat Wave, we got a Speed Boost too, so we should outspeed unless he's Scarfed. He is Dynamaxing, that's fine. I could have went for Discharge and fished for the Paralyzation, but I don't believe this thing's that fast anyway. I could definitely be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. This thing could definitely be fast, and I just don't know it. Well, let's hit that Heat Wave. See if we can burn it. That would be cool. Max Hailstorm coming out. Okay. Fair enough. Get the KO onto my Zapdos. Hey, man, it is what it is. Zapdos will go down. We gotta keep in mind. Life Orb. Okay. We have Zacian, dude. There's like no reason to worry at all. And that might be a Kyurem White instead of black. It looks like black, but I think it's white. Anyway, Behemoth Blade. Pick up this KO. It's double the damage when our opponent is Dynamax. We'll outspeed. We'll pick up this KO real quick, you know. Looking good. Thank you for the, you know, free KO there. Sure, I gave you the Zapdos, but basically let me get my Zacian in for free. And at what cost? All I have to do is take a little bit of Hell Chip. Oh wait, never mind. Because of the aggressive terrain, I never Max Lightning it away, so that's good. Like I said, the Max Lightning really wouldn't benefit our Zapdos anyway. Rillaboom as your last Pokemon, which we already knew that, because that's what he led. So no Zapdos on our opponent's team, which was the Pokemon that we was mostly worried about. And we were okay having the Zapdos versus Zapdos fight. But hey, we got the win. Awesome. Woohoo! Alright. This has been this episode right here has been amazing, dude. We're finally figuring everything out. We're getting everything that we need. And hey, I mean, we're moving up the ranks. Let's see if we can get one more battle in. See if we can get ourselves into Great Battle 8 by the time we end this episode. That would be awesome. Alright. Like I said, this will probably be our last opponent for today's episode. Seismitoad, Heatran, Chansey, oh dear, Ditto, Zacian, and Lugia. So Zacian and Lugia combination against our Zacian and Lugia. Almost a mirror match. This team's totally different than ours, though. I don't know, Quagsire and Seismitoad are relatively the same. Alrighty, let's see what we want to do here. Potential, I mean, what does our opponent want to do? Definitely want to bring that Heatran, don't he? Does Lugia? Is Lugia a threat to us? It low-key might be. I don't hate the Zacian lead, but I think our opponent's going to Zacian lead us. So does we Zapdos lead? I think that's okay. Zapdos, Zacian. And what fights Lugia better than Lugia itself, right? I really don't know. I guess I'm okay going Lugia, because that seems like a pretty neutral fight, right? Lugia versus Lugia? We have to hope, anyway. But Zapdos, as our lead, we have the Zacian and Lugia. And he might bring the Ditto. Ditto would be a good Pokemon just to copy my Zacian. So then he can see what we're rocking out with. Plus, Stinger is probably a choice scar for Zacian, dude. That's also really, really tough to fight. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. Let's see. What are you bringing out? What are you leading off with? Lugia. Hey, we got Zapdos. Zapdos is not a bad lead here. I'm okay going for a discharge. I might proc a weakness policy. I understand that. But like I've been saying this whole episode, this is bulky Zapdos. And he's actually switching. Yo, okay. You had the multi-scale. You're telling me, though, you're probably not weakness policy by switching out like that. You brought out the Chansey. I mean, before you just get a bunch of minimizes off, I want to get my Zacian in here and see if we can start hitting those behemoth blades or sacred sword or something. Because if we can hit you up with one of those, it'll just KO you. Because you go for charm. That lowers my attack, don't it? How many stages, though? Harshly, that's like 2 stages, ain't it? Double check. 1 stage, okay. I mean, it would be 2 stages, though, yeah. Oh, man. Let's go for that Sacred Sword, see how much damage we can do. Okay, fantastic. We do hit, which I don't know why we wouldn't have. But he sets up Stealth Rocks. Am I just going to let Zacian fight this thing? I feel like that's alright with me. Zacian take care of the Chansey, which I never thought we would ever say is an issue. But how much damage does a -1 Zacian do to his Chansey? I feel like there's a soft boil coming our way against us here. Yeah. I mean, we gotta get some type of power boost. Even at +1, I wonder if that would be enough. I bet that's a very, very bulky Chansey. Don't necessarily know what he wants to do, but I do want to switch out. I'm going to Lugia. Both our Pokemons, Zapdos and Lugia, have a way to recover. So that's pretty good for us. But we do lose our multi-scale. I see just soft boils. Okay. That Chansey is definitely very, very defensive. So I wonder how much special defensive does it have. Definitely ain't going to be a Dynamax Pokemon. We'll just go ahead and start setting up these Calm Minds. I just hope that he don't try and start setting up those minimizes. Because that will be annoying. As he goes for Sing. Yeah, we'll just have to keep Calm Honey. He's trying to get a good board position. Now, if he can get our Lugia asleep or something, then he's in a good board position. But Sing's a very inaccurate move, right? And you wonder, how is it so inaccurate? They're literally singing. I don't know. Maybe it's a whisper singer, you know? It's like, ah. I don't know, but he missed 2 Sings in a row, and he's decided to switch to go into their own Lugia. We're got +3 on special attack and on special defense. So their own Lugia probably can't touch us. I want to go ahead and recover right now just to see what their Lugia wants to do. We are faster. Or we're speed time 1. As he goes for Thunder Wave? Oh, okay, okay. Definitely slows my Lugia down. Yeah, I'm okay. Arrow blasting right here just to break your Moton skill as we're still faster. That's a very slow. Goes for Whirlwind. Okay. This is an interesting Lugia for sure. Zacian gets dragged out. Zacian don't care necessarily about the Lugia matchup. Like, we need to break that multi scale, basically. This Lugia is passing around some paralyzation, though, and we don't necessarily are a big fan of that at all. But hopefully we can start getting some damage on this thing. Thunder Wave. It can miss, but knowing that he missed 2 Sings in a row, those Thunder Waves ain't missing. I'll tell you that right now. Those Thunder Waves, they ain't gonna miss. Now our this Behemoth Blade will do a lot more, because that's definitely a multi-skill Lugia, right? As he goes for the Air Slash, trying to get that Paraflinch, and you know what? It's working. It's working for him, man. That's something else right here. These kind of teams, they're tough to break sometimes, you know, because they got these interesting techs that you don't normally see, but they're effective nonetheless, even though we're able to get our Behemoth Blade off. Keep in mind, we probably need a crit, really, because he's just going to be able to roost. What's stopping him from roosting this turn? Because, I mean, so we do need to try and score a crit. If he goes for Air Slash, I don't think that would have been the right play. Recover is the right play. But, and then he's just waiting until we get fully paralyzed, and then he can start Air Slashing us again, basically. We have to hope for a crit. Really and truthfully, I mean, that's kind of what we're having to hope for. He still can get back to full HP, though, off this next recover. And he might be pressured, Lugia, though. Look at our HP. Or look at our PP. Definitely could be pressure. I still think we go Behemoth Blade at least this time. Let's go for another recover. Yeah, I think this is definitely trying to PP stall us more so than anything. That's something else right there. Crit, crit, crit. No crit. And now he's in the green. You know this is bulky too, so we could probably... Zapdos isn't a bad Pokemon to come in here right now. Definitely need to try and preserve Zacian. We're not winning this battle. But we did learn a lot of information off that Lugia that we can take the rest of the game. As Lugia now will go for that recover. I'm Dynamaxing. I'm going to go Max Lightning. There's not much that this Lugia can do to us. We know it's Chansey, Lugia. If he goes into Chansey, though, yeah, no, we had to discharge right now. Because there's a huge chance that you go into Chansey just to take our attack. Yeah, there it is. We gotta somehow get out of this loop. This is a loop that we're in. We gotta get out of this loop. Charm is what he used last time. So we're discharging. Showing him that we're committed to stay in. Because we need our Zacian to really come in and stay at +1 to threaten this damage. Thank you. No, I don't understand but he will charm. We go into Zacian now. That might not be, because I just now looked at the Behemoth Blade PP again, and we're at 3 on our Behemoth Blade. That might not be pressure, because that definitely would have popped up. This still might be, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we gotta get rid of this Chansey first. Hey, I'm already paralyzed, dude. Sacred Sword will probably, hopefully, do a lot of damage. He's definitely probably thinking about switching. Back into the Lugia. I mean, that's probably multi-scale for sure. And I mean, now we're back in the same scenario, right? Zapdos still isn't bad to come in here, but we do need eventually try and roost. Our own Lugia against his Lugia. It's interesting, right? Because I mean, we don't necessarily. I don't know how we fight this really. Whirlwind coming out though. Give me Lugia. Give me Lugia, because Lugia is definitely our Pokemon, right? Thank you. Yeah, well, Aero Blast. Just try and get some damage. Fortunately, he's still Whirlwinding. Zapdos? Give me Zapdos. If you're going to Whirlwind the rest of this, I'm okay with that. Zapdos is super low though, I have to roost. Those Stealth Rocks, something that you never prep for, right? And Singles, and his last Pokemon's Heatran. With the Air Balloon. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. That might be, is that a special defensive Heatran though? Either way, it don't matter. We'll still discharge you. I'm putting a lot riding on our Zapdos, but let's see. Magnastorm will come out. Prevents our Zapdos from wanting to switch. We're still alive, though. We're still alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. We'll keep roosting. Can't switch. We do need to keep Zapdos alive because Zapdos is basically how we beat that Lugia. Earth Power as he oh no, he predicted that. Good play. Good. No, no, no. No way. We go into our own Lugia. We might have a way to get rid of this Heatran without our opponent fully knowing what we're wanting to do. Which is Earth Power. He does taunt. He does taunt. Okay, good, good, good. Like I said, he doesn't fully know what we want to do. As we get fully paralyzed. He has to be expecting that to be a move, though. So he has to be expecting the Earth Power, right? Unless you happen to just look away out of your screen. He may have. As he goes for the Ancient Power, proccing our weakness policy. Proc our weakness policy. Now we get our Earth Power off. That will definitely pick up the KO there. Okay, Lugia. Okay. So Lugia's looking alright. We're being still paralyzed. That's not helping our case. As his Lugia comes out, I wish I had my own Stealth Rocks. How many more turns of taunt do we have? We got one more turn of taunt. We're going to go Aero Blast just to see how much damage we can do. He's probably going Whirlwind. He's actually Dynamaxing. Okay, Dynamax. It's a bogey Lugia though, right? I mean, it's really... And now you powered up my Behemoth Blade. We're slow though. We're very slow on our team because of those paralyzations. And he goes for Max Airstream. That probably still puts a KO though. Our Lugia hangs on 4 HP. Alright, Lugia. Your time to shine. Alright. So we need to, since Zacian cannot max, we want to waste however many turns as we can on their Lugia's Dynamax. So we want to max our own Lugia. Is that the play though? That may not be the play because our Behemoth Blade would do double damage in Dynamax, but that's basically equal to neutral. Especially against their Lugia. And then mean, yeah, we still don't want Zacian to take these huge attacks. That's tough. That's tough. It's a tough call. But thank you for not getting fully paralyzed, because this is the strat I'm wanting to go for. Don't want you to get too many max airstreams up, even though I do believe that you will be faster than our Zacian, just because you already had the one. Still don't want to deal with that. Yeah, we'll max guard again. Did we get it? No, it fails. Okay. So our Lugia will go down. Unfortunate. I know. But their Lugia is Alpha Dynamax. We have Zacian left. We'll get outsped. Don't necessarily see how their Lugia, other than air slashing though, I don't see how it deals with us. And then their Chansey shouldn't be able to deal with us at all. Yeah, somehow it is. It's somehow taking our attacks very, very well, but I don't see it fully able to. Alright, so there's no more Dynamax. We got 3 Behemoth Blades left. He got definitely enough recovers for that. Now he's faster too. Yeah, we'll just go for the Behemoth Blade, see what's up. Air Slash, yep, he's trying to paraflinch me, and that might be game. We do get our Behemoth Blade off though. These are some really annoying sets our opponent has came up with, and they're good for them though. That's good. You know, I mean, some people really like these fun, annoying sets. And yeah, we're just gonna have to figure out how to deal with these. That's definitely a multi-scale Lugia though. As he misses his Air Slash, we could have had an opportunity, but we miss. We got fully paralyzed anyway. We missed that opportunity, Zacian. We missed it. Let's go for that Behemoth Blade again. As he goes for the Air Slash. We got to score a crit. If we can get a crit, Behemoth Blade crit would be ideal in this situation. Or if you just don't recover, that would also be ideal in this situation. Because I'm about to have to go for play roughs. This is my last Behemoth Blade. Make it count. Can we get a crit, please? That would be huge. Be ideal. Make it count. Get that crit. Get that crit. We need this crit. Our opponent's definitely playing on timer too. Style teams like this, definitely a timer based team. And this is our first look in the Ultra Ball. It's not going to be easy, boys. It's not going to be easy, but hey, at least we're here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still have a powerful move in Play Rough. But Play Rough, yeah, we're fully paralyzed again. Good game to our opponent. Yeah, I'll run on this one. I hate to end the battle off like this, but there's not much we can do. There's not much we can do. Good game. I'm happy though. We made it to Great Ball tier, so that's good. Next episode we will definitely shoot for the Ultra Ball tier, so make sure you guys do stay tuned. Hopefully we might make it to Master Ball. We'll find out. But let's see what rank. Let's see actually where we are, because we just took a loss. I don't necessarily think it kicks us out of the Ultra Ball tier though. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't do much. Alright, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is Wi-Fi Merriman signing out.